Yes guys, welcome back to the channel. So, we're doing a series here on the channel at the moment. We're grading NBA teams off seasons, and today we're grading the Charlotte Hornets and their off season. So, let's get straight into it. Let's get into our drafts. Now, as we all know, they had the number 3 pick this year in the NBA draft, and they selected LaMelo Ball, probably the most well-known player in this year's draft. Could have easily went number 1 overall, because this year wasn't the strongest draft, but the Timberwolves didn't really need LaMelo Ball, and until Klay Thompson got injured, the Warriors didn't need LaMelo Ball either. So LaMelo Ball went number 3 overall to the Hornets. And Hornets fans, you can't complain about this pick, Michael Jordan gets a lot of things wrong, gets a lot of hate as a role with the Hornets, as a team owner of the Hornets. But he picked the right man here. LaMelo Ball, 6'8", point guard, only 19 years old, future of the franchise. Putting them back on the map. LaMelo Ball, just the name, the Ball name, just gets people attention, gets eyes on the team. So perfect pick, and on that one. They also had the number 32 overall pick, where they got Vernon Carey Jr. They also had the number 42 overall pick, where they got Nick Rillis. They did the number 56 overall pick, where they got Grant Riller, and then they drafted Nate Doling. He was undrafted, and they got him on a 2-way deal. So, but the main draft there is obviously LaMelo Ball. I don't see many of those other players getting much game time really, but LaMelo Ball, actually could be the rookie of the year easily. So wait and see how he can do with the Hornets next year. Now in free agency, they signed Gordon Hayward on a 4-year, $120 million deal. So whoever knows Gordon Hayward, he's one of only 3 players to get 3 $30 million contracts. Him, LeBron, and KD. So it's a good company, Gordon Hayward. It is overpaid, but we'll get into that in a minute. So yeah, they signed Gordon Hayward up, and they're starting out next year. Could be LaMelo Ball, the point guard, Devontae Graham, shooting guard, Gordon Hayward, small forward. You got PJ Washington as their power forward, and Cody Zeller as their starting center. You also got Terry Rozier as your backup point guard. You got Grant Riller, maybe your backup shooting guard. Miles Bridges, backup small forward. Jill McDaniels. You got Nick Richards, and then fill out the roster. You got Malik Monk. You got Kendrick Hoole. You got Calais B. Martin, and you got Cody Martin, the Martin brothers. I think they're actually twins. Then you got Vernon Carey Jr., as I said, and Bisma Biobo, probably third choice center. Won't be seeing too much of him, I don't think. But that's their roster, unless they make any more moves. But I think that's pretty much what it's going to be. They got no cap space left really. They had to waive Nicholas Batum, to get that Gordon Hayward deal done. But Batum wasn't really contributing anyway, and he was injury prone near the end of his Hornets time. So overall agreeing with what they've done. So as I said, they did very well in the draft, getting LaMelo Ball, and drafted the right person. LaMelo Ball is the future as a franchise, and they have some good players now. Last year they didn't do too bad last year. They didn't get 10th in the East. They didn't do too badly. But now they got some good players. They got people like Terry Rozier, LaMelo Ball, Gordon Hayward, Devontae Graham, and Miles Bridges. Players to build your franchise around. They did overpay in Gordon Hayward, as I said, and as I said, he's only the 3rd player to get 3 $30 million contracts. But to get big free agents to come to Charlotte, you've got to overpay. You got to offer more than teams like Boston. Charlotte is not a free agent destination. Places like LA, New York, Boston, Miami, they're free agent destinations. Places like even Milwaukee, Charlotte, Atlanta, those places are not free agent destination spots. So to get people like Gordon Hayward, an all-star, only a one-time all-star actually, but he has had a lot of injuries since he went to Boston. But Gordon Hayward, as we all know, a very good player, an elite scorer. So to get people like Gordon Hayward, you're going to overpay, you're going to offer more. He opted out of his deal in Boston, and the Celtics said him get nothing for him. So great move there, getting Hayward. I think I'm not going to hate on that move. Had to overpay to get him, so it is what it is. So next, I think the Hornets will be they'll be a good watch next season. I don't know about their defense. Though LaMelo Ball doesn't play too good of a defense. Gordon Hayward not an all-star defensive player, more of a scorer. But I think they'll be a good watch next year, and I think they'll improve again on what they did last year. But I think it's a year too soon for them to make the playoffs. The East is getting stronger. Ever since LeBron left the East, the East has been getting stronger and stronger. You got teams like Milwaukee, Brooklyn, Toronto, Boston, obviously. Miami, Philadelphia, Brooklyn, and obviously then I even think the Atlanta Hawks and Washington Wizards will be better than them. So I don't think they make the playoffs this year. Between the 9th and 10th seed, I can see the Hornets finishing around. So maybe they might get the play in, but I don't see them getting too far, even if they make the playoffs. First round at best. But no playoffs this year for the Hornets, I don't think. But this offseason I think was a step in the right direction, with their coach, James Borrego. Let's see how good he is this season. But this is a step in the right direction for Hornets, and hopefully next offseason again, try to rely on drafts, because don't have too much money, and as I said, Charlotte's not a parading destination, but hopefully you can build on this again. Step in the right direction, as I said. Overall I give it a 7.5 out of 10 this offseason. I'm not going to hate the Gordon Hayward deal. They get people like Gordon Hayward who kind of overpay. LaMelo Ball was probably the best person out there in the draft, so they did well in that. And they kept hold of their other players. There's rumours that they might have lose people like Miles Bridges in the Gordon Hayward deal, but they kept him and Devontae Graham. So I expect a step up again this season for the Hornets. Anyway guys, that's the end of the video. Make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on notifications, because I'm going to be making a video every day this December until the 25th of December. We're going to go all out for the rest of the year, try and get as much subscribers as we possibly can. And and if you got any videos that I might make over this time, leave in the comments below. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and with all that said, I'm out of here.